Yo, yo, welcome to the Table Ladders and Bumps, our wrestling podcast. I'm Ringside P. I got my guy Marlon from Thin Now and Whatever. Got my guy Wade for Wade Comedy and Wrestling. We're going to get into a couple of topics this week. We got Battleground, some thoughts about that. We got our Raw review. We got a 3 count. And we got some tinfoil theories going to be popping off this week. We also got our No Hate Just Debate segment for tonight. So before we get started with everything, I need you guys to do us a big favor. It's going to help us out. Need you guys to like, subscribe, share, comment, give us feedback. Check out all our videos. Check out our different IG pages. All that good stuff there. Yeah, man. We're just trying to bring you guys something different. We're better than all the other shows. I'm
That's
starting
right.
beef right now.
That's right.
They're
They
not
all
like
suck.
us. They're not like us. You know,
That's
they're
right.
phony. They probably getting paid. No, this is real opinions, real topics by real guys like no other. So
That's right.
we're bringing you guys fresh content each and every week. Hope you guys enjoy it. Like I say, man, give us guys feedback. We need it. So let's
Yep.
go. Let's get into the battleground. We had the one and only Sassy Red out there working in background, guest hosting out there in Vegas, the city of sin, popping that thing for the crowd.
Oh gosh.
Why?
popping that
Why?
dirty, popping that dirty thing for the crowd out there in Vegas. So let me kick it off because I'm not really that big in NXT, but I'm gonna say what drew me to want to watch Battleground this weekend was that
Sexy Red.
Jordan Grace versus Roxanne Perez. Yeah, I'm on my Booker T mode. Yeah. But no, like obviously it's not a new concept to have two different promotions working together. I mean AEW does it, Forbidden Door, whatever. But WWE has never done like anything like this before, to my knowledge, except for Jordan Grace popping up in the Royal Rumble, like that. And well, Mickey James had popped up before in the Royal Rumble too, but Mickey James was WWE before. So
She
having something that was never
technically
part of
her contract was expired at the time too,
Hmm.
so it is a little bit
okay.
different.
Yeah, so like that kind of drew me into wanting to watch the Battleground this weekend. All in all, like the matches were okay to me. I definitely love that the North American Women Championship match. That's that ladder match. That was cool. They were doing some Soul Ruka is phenomenal. That Soul Snatcher move is dope. Um, I mean, she had like maybe like 5 finishes stored in the chamber. She was just dropping chicks out there. That was cool. What else did we have? I was surprised that we didn't have um the NXT Women's Championship be the last match of the night. I feel like that had more
Yeah.
hype
Yep.
opposed to Trick William versus Ethan Page. Yeah, even though Trick won, I feel like he didn't win in a dominant like fashion. Like he didn't make like a big statement if this was his first title defense. It's been like he barely won in a sense. Um oh, and also I was kind of on the fence with the what is it, Underground? The NXT Underground match?
Oh yeah.
Shayna Baszler versus Lola Vice. Because I'm like, man, it's kind of like a gimmicky like match to me in a sense.
Yeah.
But it is cool because both women do both have that MMA background, so that was cool. And I think it was gimmicky to me because I remember when Raw used to do it like years back, Raw Underground or whatever, and it used to be like in a back room or somewhere, and people just it's just like it reminds me like the Ninja Turtles back in the day, the Ninja Turtle movie when the Foot Clan people, the kids were in the back and they was fighting
Yeah.
and they was initiated right in the Foot Clan. It reminded me
Yep.
of that. Um, but there were definitely some cool spots in that match between Shayna Baszler and Lola Vice. Um, not the best match, but there was some stuff that I said it was like, oh, that was cool. There's some things, and at times it looked like they was actually laying blows on each other.
Yeah.
At first it made it a good. It was a good blend of me kind of realize, oh, is this actually fake? Is this real or this is actually like fake? When they first started, it was like they were actually like throwing them, and then it's like, all right, we're back to wrestling. So it took me out of the mind state, but it was like I actually got lost into it for a second. That was cool, but um, it was okay PLE to me. But what do you guys think?
Uh, I'll go. Yeah, I didn't. I think it's my least favorite NXT pay per view this year. Like I've watched all of them, and it was still good. I guess my issues the yeah, the underground. I I would say Lola Vice's match with Natalia was better, which I would not expect, knowing that like Natalia wasn't like in UFC or anything. So
Mhm.
like I would watch that one, but the underground match that was the best ever was, I think it was Eddie Thorpe versus Damon Kemp.
Oh, that was
And
good.
yeah, that one was sick, man. And
So
then
good.
uh Gable Steveson, this is like the only cool thing he did. He was
Mhm.
like there and like he was so he was coaching against his brother. They like but they never said that was his actual brother that he was coaching against. And Eddie Thorpe uh was like at one point he's like, you mean in pain or whatever, and he's like showing him his gold medal to give him energy to like keep fighting. It was so cheesy. And then he just started suplexing people off the ring, like into
Yeah.
like the group of people. Dude, it was nuts. So I would check that out. That's by far the best, like the underground one. But for me, I was kind of the matches that I'll start with the bad. The matches that disappointed me were the I didn't like the ladder match personally. It was like, to me, I love ladder matches, but it was like, and I get it because they're all, I mean, newer people, like for the most part. Like I thought it was
Yeah.
like pretty like not really a ladder match. Like it, and some of it was the constraints. Like, dude, I was impressed by how tight some of like the like flips they were doing, because
Mhm.
this was like a terrible idea to do a ladder match, like one of the first like women's ones in NXT, when you have like, you mean 2 feet like a ring into like the gates and stuff. I thought that was like, it was very risky how they were doing it. So I was impressed that they were doing, you mean their moonsaults and stuff. And it was so tight in very good spots, but I didn't like the ladder match that much personally, but uh, it was fine. And then Trick disappointed me again.
Again.
Like, dude, he's so cool, but his only matches that I've liked are against Ilya Dragunov, and Ilya will like literally fatality himself to like for the good of the cause, as we'll probably go into in the Raw review. So, um,
Yeah,
like I like Trick, but I keep like waiting to see a good match from him that's not against Ilya Dragunov, and I'm just, I don't know, man. I'm getting a little bit worried at this point. But
Is it like Jey
I
Uso? Is he like the NXT version of
yeah,
Jey Uso?
except Jey Uso has like 5-star matches in tag in his like thing.
Yeah.
So like I mean like I'll hate on Jey Uso because he's on the main roster and there's so many ballers, but I mean, it's
Mm.
not like they're putting Trick against people who are like brand new. Like he's
Mhm.
going against
yeah.
like veterans like in that have done indies and stuff. But yeah, it's similar. Just I don't know. I'm getting a little worried. Um, but that Roxanne match was so sick. That
Yeah.
was really good. Um, I'm I wasn't into Roxanne's heel stuff very much. I liked it more than other people, but I actually thought she played the heel really well in that match, like capitalizing on, you mean, any opportunity she needed to win. So I I really liked that match. The ending was weird, but you have like a weird cross promotion thing, so it's like you're gonna have a funky ending to save everyone's face and not, you mean, screw over uh Jordan. in that. So yeah, I was. It was a decent pay per view, and then I mean OC, I didn't like that. Oh, dude, I just forgot about Obafemi. That was the
Yep.
sickest
Oh
spot.
yeah.
That spot
Yep.
was unreal. Marlon, I'm sure you're about to go into that, so you can go ahead and go into it. But yeah, I forgot that match was even on the card.
Yeah, the last part of the Obafemi match, the last like 2 minutes was so good. Him just like tossing coffee around. And then Wesley's putting it all on the line too. I thought that was freaking
Yeah,
great too. When
Wesley's so
Wesley's jumping
sick.
around, man, it was like D Rose, when D Rose came back from his knee injury, and I was like, please stop jumping. Do not do jump passes that are unnecessary. And like with Wesley, I'm like, dude, take it easy, bro. Like you've been out for what, 6 months, right? Something like that.
For back
And
surgery.
what was that?
Yeah.
It was back surgery. It's not like he just got like his meniscus scoped or anything.
I
It's
know,
like,
but I
dude,
just
it's
keep
like
thinking,
it's like his spine. Like it's like a serious thing. It's not like a
yeah, do you
meniscus
want to be
scope. You can come
paralyzed?
back in a month. Yeah.
Yeah, seriously. No, that was probably I love that match, the Oba match. I'm glad he won and that he retained, but I try to tell myself that Gallus is winning me over, but it's always like, no, it's Gallus. I can't. For me, match of the night was Roxanne versus Jordan. I didn't catch it the first time when Roxanne reversed and put her in a cutter, right?
Oh yeah, that was sick. Yeah.
I didn't catch that part. I have to rewatch it. But no, I loved it. Battleground was okay for me too. It was whatever. I didn't see the reason why they had to go to the Apex. Um,
No.
Yeah.
to me, it looked like the same thing as their
Performing.
training performance center.
Yeah.
Um, but this whole cross promotion thing, that's why they're there. Um, but yeah, no, it was okay. It was okay. Trick didn't really do it for me, and the tag match I honestly don't remember a lot of. But the Obafemi triple threat and the women's championship match was awesome to me.
Yeah. I mean, Nathan Frazier and Axiom are awesome. That's like all that matters in
Heck
that.
yeah,
And like the OC just like were there to make the match worse. So that's
right?
like that was their sole purpose, to make it worse.
Yeah,
So
the No Good Brothers.
yeah.
Oh man. But if you guys checked out Battleground last week, what do you guys think? Did you guys enjoy it? Let us know. Comment below. Give us some feedback about that. So we're gonna wrap that up. We're gonna get into the Raw review. Marlon, you wanna go first?
Yes! Oh my gosh! I just dropped a reel on Tables, Ladders, and Bumps IG and my IG. Then now whatever. Freaking Braun Breaker versus Ilya Dragunov. Holy crap! Um, Match of the night for me. I don't care what you guys think. Actually, I do. I want your feedback. But there were so many good spots in this. I'm just gonna go off the top of my head. Ilya getting speared 3 times. Ilya suplex holding the hip flexor of Braun. Braun holding Ilya in a vertical suplex and Ilya dropping a knee on his neck while in the air. Just hitting the H bomb, doing the coast to coast from turnbuckle to turnbuckle. I feel like he dropped Braun on his neck when he set up that match when he like was when he was fireman carrying him, and then he brought him over to the corner. I feel like he dropped him like right on his freaking on his nape, and I was like, oh no! And you could kind of see the referee checking in with Braun. I was glazing for these dudes, and I was like, kudos to them. My appreciation came from Thomas putting me on NXT last year around this time, before Great American Bash and Heat Wave, and I've been so appreciative of just watching this talent grow. So loved it, loved it, loved it. Could talk about it forever. I don't even care about what happened to Ricochet. And if you look at the highlights on the WWE media, everyone's talking about Braun destroying Ricochet. I'm like, dude, we just had an amazing match. I need more highlights from that. Anyway, what did
Yeah.
you guys think?
You could go
I
ahead,
go.
Pierre. Yeah.
So I agree with you, Marlon. That was my match of the night. Definitely. The one bad part I think about the match was the fans. I feel like the fans did not appreciate what they were seeing. I don't know if it's just maybe these guys are just too new or whatever the case may be, but the energy wasn't there. Um, but someone like I say, I'm not a big follower of NXT, so watching Dragon off the last few weeks on Raw, watching Braun Breaker, SmackDown, Raw and whatnot, like yo, I have a deeper appreciation for these guys. We get weekly, and then to get to the point where one of my next about Braun Breaker so far has just been they even having squash matches. The first actually solid match was because Ricochet, they kind of went long, and then I had this match against Dragunov, and they're going back and forth. And like I said, they dropping blows in each other. The spears, the H bomb, the fireman like carry like drop, driver, all different things they were doing. It was just like, man, the crowd was just dead out there. And I'm like, if you went by the crowd, you would have thought this match was whack. And it totally wasn't that. But yeah, man, I enjoyed the match. Like and Dragunov is hilarious because I remember when he was doing the German suplexes, his neck was hurting. He was selling his neck hurting, and every you can just hear him, man, just suplex the guy, man. But no, man, the way he was selling it, if Ricochet is gone, and he was probably one of my person that I consider to be one of the best sellers in the WWE. Dragunov was right there, for us like selling. Like you said, Thomas, like he is going to sell. Like if you can spare him, he pretend like he got shot with like a Uzi or something like that. Like he's gonna sell it. So yeah, that I enjoyed the match. I have nothing bad to say about the match. It's more so like the fans and energy towards the match for me.
Yeah, I mean, every match was like cold. That crowd, I cannot, and I try not to blame anything on the crowd. I don't know if it was like the acoustics in there. I don't know what the deal was because it's like that match. Because Braun and Ilya have been like way more over in every other city. So
Yeah,
and yeah, because I thought the EO match was really good too, and that that was like. Dude, it sounded like it was like church when people are praying. Like it was just dead silent. I was like, "What the heck's going on here?" Like I'm like, dude, these girls are so good. But honestly, like I liked the match a lot. I did like the after the match stuff better. Like that spear where like Ricochet's like walking with Dragunov, Breaker just comes out of nowhere and like spears the soul out of him. I was like, "Oh my god, that was so fast!" And then I gotta because I think Ricochet is dumb now. I believe that like he's not supposed to be on TV anymore. Basically because his contract's almost up, and this is them parting ways. But yo, if you're gonna go out by taking that like torpedo like head plant into the like into the bus and then getting slammed like power slammed onto a car, bro, like hats off to you for that because that is those are terrible bumps. There's no way you could really save yourself from those. That it's gonna hurt no matter what, and you probably have glass stuck in your body from from the car.
Yep.
So
real glass.
Real glass.
Not only
Cry
did
me
he
a
take the
river.
bump to that trailer, like then he had to hit the ground too. He hit the floor.
Oh
afterwards.
yeah, he hit the ground too. Yeah.
His head, I swore, hit the ground. I swear I heard it.
It did. It did. No, yeah, he got wrecked. So, like, I liked the match a lot. I thought it was good. That was not my match of the night. But I could go into my match of the night for my Raw review if you guys are ready for that.
Yeah, go
if
ahead.
that's cool. So yeah, match of the night to me was Judgment Day versus LWO. And the reason for me, one, I've seen this match you mean a million times. It's not particularly the best in-ring match ever, particularly when you get Carlito in there. So what I loved is just the whole Judgment Day storyline is like it's so ridiculous. The leading before the match, you have Liv Morgan, you mean telling Dom that she'll call him daddy and rubbing down his body with the key card. I was like, oh damn, like am I watching As the World Turns right now? This is freaking getting hot. And then it ends up with like her. I don't even remember what happened in the match other than Braun Strowman running over people and stuff. But her just falling on top of. I knew it was gonna happen, but I was waiting for it to happen when she was on there and like lands. You mean straddles Dom, and then she gets beat up by Zelina and stuff. But uh there it was just a good storyline throughout the whole episode, and then you have the missing key card. You see that like then
Yeah.
it's back on the table. Finn puts it in his pocket for himself, being thirsty as hell. So yeah, I was it was just fun storytelling with the match, and I yeah, I mean even Carlito, like his character work was pretty funny in the episode.
Oh, he was hilarious.
Yeah, like him being scared of the pyro, like yeah, I don't know if you saw that, Pierre, but he
Yeah.
jumps to the
So
pyro,
And
and
he's like looking around for it, like where the hell did that even come from? Or,
yeah,
like, is there gonna be more? That was so funny.
yeah, just like when Dom gets the key card and he's like, "That's cool, man," and they're like, "No, it's not." It's like, "Oh man," uh, yeah, I just man, that was just cinema. You have Rhea's face in the background when Dom's contemplating his life.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was just. I mean, it's corny, but that's what the Judgment Day have been doofuses for the most part, like the whole time. And I
Yep.
know Pierre, you were
yeah.
talking about how them like losing and stuff, and you're like, man, they're supposed to be badasses, but I like them better when they're like doof magoos. Just like you got like they're scared of Braun Strowman. Yeah, you should be. That dude's a beast. Like, I don't want to go
Yeah.
against that guy. I'll go against Ray and freaking Dragon Lee any day before I have to go against Braun Strowman, who
Strong.
weighs he weighs as much as both of them put together. So, yeah, I really like that match. This storyline, I'm even more into. You even had the thing with Damian Priest kind of like losing the ability for Judgment Day to come in the other match. So yeah, I just like
Yeah.
that overall storyline, and I like that match. It was honestly it was more the story in the match. I will have to say the in ring was not the best. I liked I honestly liked
Yeah.
Io and Lyra's match. I thought in ring was my favorite of all of them, but yeah, just the Judgment Day one killed me, and I
Did you
just
see when Braun lifted up the hands at the end and like almost
oh
yanked
yeah,
Damian
Selena
Priest's arm?
like flies
It's
up in
like
the air. It would be the same for like us too. If he did it to us, we would
Yeah.
probably get dragged up too. Oh man,
that was
what did you
awesome.
guys think?
I go. So no, man. When I thought about it too, I was like, man, this match is. When I started the line, I was like, man, this match might be like a waste of time. But when
Yeah.
watching the match itself is a waste, but the story, what you get out of the match is the story, and so it just pushes the story along, and it is more layers to it, right? So
Mhm.
it's eventually we know we get into some crossroads where it's going to be Rhea and Dom and Liv Morgan at some point, but it is great to see this version of Liv Morgan, like say the seducer out here, but the crazy seducer, crazy stalker, when did the show kick off where whenever they first went to the locker room and then they have like they scroll the camera and it's her like feet up and and it's
Yeah.
like like what are we watching right now? But all right, I'm here for it though. I feel like I'm eating my Booker T bag while I'm watching
Yeah.
Liv Morgan on screen right now. But it's like, all right, I'm here for it. And this part of the story is good. I did see some people giving some type of like pushback to her, like, yo, she doesn't have any wrestling storyline right now. It's this interaction with Dom.
Mm,
And so like as far as like opponents or whatever, what's up for her?
right.
She has no matches, which is weird. I guess you can say to some people, but it's to each his own, right? So it's like the main story has always been getting back to Rhea and Liv
Right.
Morgan,
Mhm.
and if we kind of have to kind of wait, because what's the point? What's the point of Liv Morgan fighting other people for what? If we already know the
Right.
outcome or what we really want it to be, the payoff is Liv versus Rhea Ripley. So we just going.
Yeah, no one's
Yeah.
gunning for the title either. Like, no one's like stepped up ever since she won.
Yeah.
It'll be
No.
Io, I think.
Io,
I
not
think
Selena
that's-
Vega.
I guess yeah, it'll be Zelina because Zelina attacked her, and then you have like babyface Zelina.
Mhm.
I do think Io will be in there at some point. Maybe Money in the
Mhm.
Bank. Since Io won Money in the Bank, she'll probably won't be in it again. I think that's what they're gonna do, and then you'll just have Dom cheat for her and stuff. Actually, on purpose now, is what I'm kind of seeing. But I mean, she defended it 2 weeks ago because she won it, and then the next day she had to do a cage match. I mean, like,
Yeah.
It's true.
let her breathe a little bit. Also, like, I don't really like her in ring that much, so like, I don't mind that we're getting the soap opera and
Right.
like. I mean, I feel like Roxanne, like, if you just put, other than like, I will say, Liv's acting and the seductress thing, she's like awesome at it. If you put like Roxanne Perez is good enough to just be in Liv's place and be believable as a champion, I think.
Mhm.
It's true.
Or more believable, in my opinion, as a wrestler. So I think that's what kind of I'm not super into Liv's matches. So yeah, I get what. There's always going to be people who complain about that. I see people who are like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you would only do this storyline for a woman champion," and it's like,
Hmm.
all right. I mean, and it's a good story though, so like, let's
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Yeah, they definitely know their audience too.
What do you think, Marlon?
Man, Finn Balor. I was just watching him. I like watching the guys on the outside the whole time. What JD's reactions were, Finn Balor's reactions. Like, I feel like he's conniving somehow. He's like pulling some strings, or he's got a master plan that nobody knows about. So I was watching him a lot. Carlito had me in stitches with his reactions with the Judgment Day, because this is like his first time where he was like accepted into the fold. Because even Damian was like, get in there, dap it up. And then his reaction when like Liv gave me my key card, his eyes have widened. And he was like, "That's cool," So
I was
he's
cracking up.
What's up?
I was cracking up. I was cracking up when he said that.
Oh yeah, me too, man. And like he's way better as a heel, as Carlito should be. But I feel like they're back up there. Judgment Day, they're back up there as far as like running things, even though it's like it could be a circus sometimes. But yeah, I loved it. This whole thing. Eat your heart out, Dawson's Creek, teenagers, CW type shows. Like this is peak right here.
What do you guys think with when the Judgment Day implodes? Would you be against some of the goobers joining Final Testament and just having a full goober team? Because I like Final Testament now, so like I'm about to get some Final Testament merch.
No, you're not.
I'm about to get. I might order one right now. You'll see me. You'll be like, "Are you going to church right now with that cross?" I'm like, "Nah, it's Final Testament, dog."
Fall and pray. Fall and pray.
Carry a cross, man. He's killing me. Imagine how ridiculous him and Finn Balor would be, just flipping off people who they're going against. I'd be so pumped.
That'd be. I'd watch it. I'd seriously watch it. But Judgment Day and AOP join, or Final Testament join. Oh man, God, it'd be like the corporate ministry from the Attitude Era. Oh man.
Oh man.
What's your turn, right, Pierre?
Yeah. So my highlight. So I'm gonna switch it. I'm not gonna do from Raw this week. I'm gonna go from SmackDown. We rarely do SmackDown. I'm picking the Bloodline. To me, that is kind of what the main story on SmackDown for me is the Bloodline. We're gonna call them Bloodline 2.0. There's times where I hate what they're doing. Maybe it's except for Paul Heyman. Except for Paul Heyman, leave Paul Heyman out of it. Every time whenever he's on screen, whatever he's doing is GOAT. It's GOAT material. With no Paul Heyman in there, this is trash to me. But with Paul Heyman in it, it does keep, and at times like push the story over for me. Different times because it's just his reactions to everything is so over the top. Even though it's basic stuff that they're doing, they're not doing anything heinous yet. You know, they're still doing anything that's kind of still in the realm of stuff that you've seen in wrestling. I want to see them take over the show. If you're gonna tell me how dangerous Tamatanga and Tonga Lower are, that they're criminals, that they're thugs, showcase that. You know, it was nice to see them kind of take a shot at Roman Reigns with Solo with the spear, which is probably the number 2 spear in the family, and then the powerbomb to the table.
Number 2.
And then the powerbomb through the table. You know, it's like that's not that Roman because of the Shield thing. You know, so I like that they're continually building towards the hopefully bloodline Civil War Games match, whatever you want to call it to be. If that's what we get, but I hope that that's what we get. I don't know. I'm 70-30 on the bloodline storyline right now.
Yeah.
For me. So I mean, I guess I want to take it. Let's see, like, how did you guys thoughts about it? Because the other thing too is, where's Randy Orton? Is he injured? Because they're supposed to be in KO and Randy Orton, RKO, and then so now you mash the Street Profits because Bobby Lashley's injured with Kevin Owens because Randy Orton's injured, and I kind of had thought initially that we were going to get Bloodline messing with Bobby Lashley or the Pride or whatever for the time being, but I feel like they're spreading them too thin right now with storylines. So I mean, what do you guys think? How do you guys feel about Bloodline 2.0?
I have a lot of opinions on this. If you don't mind me going, Marlon.
Let's go.
So I think I'm cool with the Street Profits thing and KO because there's so much lore of them like always having his back. So I don't mind them kind of like teaming up. If I don't even know how Bobby Lashley got hurt. It must have been at like a house show because he's like, what has he wrestled? Like I don't even. He wrestled in the Chamber and then like maybe one other match. So he must have got hurt just being jacked. I don't know what the heck happened, but yeah. So I'm fine with that. I think the story is good. I just think the people playing the parts are bad. So I think it's like if Solo was actually more of a badass, this would be more interesting. The kind of the issue is too, they're executing what they should be doing for the Bloodline perfectly for Braun Breaker on Raw. So, like Braun, like you're like, oh, this guy's a psychopath. Like he's just going nuts. And the issue is that Braun like just looks scarier, and is like a million times more athletic than either of the Tongas. So, like he just, and when they try to look intense, they kind of look funny. So I think it's just the people playing the roles. Now, apparently, like Hikuleo is gonna join in, and Homie's like 6'8". I saw him wrestle in person like a month ago, and he like steps over the top rope. It's unreal. So adding just that dude that's a monster in, and then you get Jacob Fatu. It's good. I think it could be like more intimidating, but the Tama Tonga and Tongaloa, I think it's just them. I'm not really like about them at all. Like Tama Tonga had me like tricked for like 2 weeks. And then now that I've seen more like data points, I'm like, all right, I'm out on this. So like throw him out, put Jacob Fatu, or just Hikuleo, who's a foot taller than them, and have him just kick some ass with choke slams. And I'll be cool with it. But I just want Jacob Fatu, man. I don't like Solo's been exceeding my expectations, but they were like pretty low, to be
Very low.
honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a big Solo guy, but that spear was sick. He's looked intense. I like that he's not just focusing on his thumb now, and he has a spear too, and it was a good spear. So honestly, I popped. Like I've not popped for the Bloodline since Roman hasn't been in it, but when he did that spear, I was like, yeah, I was so pumped. Oh, that was sick.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe
especially
it.
like he was about to Samoan spike his ass, right? And
Yeah. I was
like
like,
he
oh,
withheld.
Simone Spike, and then he just blasts him out of his shoes. I'm like, oh, that was sick.
That would be sick if they went up against the Pride. I mean, I'm glad Street Profits are getting some shine, some main event shine, as they deserve. Maybe Montez more so than actually Angela Dawkins
No,
has been
they
impressing
both
me.
deserve it. They're both
Yeah,
sick, man.
Angela Dawkins has been impressing me for sure the last few weeks. So he's been showing out. I do like Solo Sikoa. I do how he's a tribal chief from Wish. I do how he I do like how he is a tribal chief from Wish. I do like how he disrespects Paul Heyman because Paul, if you watch the last show, had his face buried in his hands like 90% of the time. Like,
Yeah.
what the hell is going on here? I've lost complete control. No one's listening, and I'm scared for my life being in this faction. As far as like Tongaloa and Tama Tonga, the thing that pisses me off about their wrestling is one, their finisher from Tama Tonga, and how like the last two matches, I think one versus LA Knight and one versus Street Profits, they had the win the whole time. Like the good guys had the win the whole time, and then he does that one stupid move and he wins, and I'm like, come on, dude, like that's not even that devastating. It doesn't look devastating. Um, that's the only thing that's really pissed me off. And I don't know, Tongalo, I can't really say much about, but if they get a couple more people in this bloodline thing, they're definitely going to be popping like next level.
I have a question, guys. Has the Bloodline 2.0 done anything other than when they hit what's his name's car that's like that
No,
appalling that like Paul Heyman should be acting the way he is?
that's the point. That's my issue. That's my biggest issue right there is they haven't done anything that had Paul having a reaction like that. They had matches, they had regular matches, and it's just been threatening Paul Heyman. But they haven't been causing chaos. They haven't, like you say, they haven't been doing the things that Braun Breaker has been doing on Raw. Where they just look unstoppable, uncontrollable, that they can't be managed. Like Paul Heyman was saying something like, "You guys are just doing random active violence for the sake of doing random active violence," but they're not doing random active violence. Hijack the show. If you got a problem with someone, stump them out in the back. Cause trouble. They're not doing
Yeah.
that. Carlito had caused more trouble beating up Dragon Lee and taking out random members of the LWO than Bloodline to Go has had.
So I'm pretty sure Tamatonga's like main finisher is like almost like an RKO, so that's why he's not doing it. So he's doing this like back bump thing that looks like it hurts him more than the other guy.
Right.
Imagine him doing that. He just starts doing that on cement to people, and he's just hurting himself. Takes Tamatonga's out for a week trying to take that guy out. Yeah,
Yeah, I can
mean,
use a little bit more violence. I mean, even like stepping up to Nick Aldis would be amazing if they were just more like rebellious against him or not giving an F about what he's calling or saying.
just use some
So,
Yeah.
smoke and mirrors. Don't even, because they're not actually that cool, and they're not actually very athletic. Let's be real. So you're not gonna like a Braun Breaker spearing someone because he could run literally 25 miles an hour. That like anything they do that's you're gonna need an athletic thing, but you could have him push him off a building and have like
Right.
you mean there's really a pad there. Like just do like some wild stuff, like hit someone with an actual car, not just hit their car. But
Right.
like you know what I mean,
You know,
stuff they used to do.
yeah, like
Light someone on
come
fire.
across like I come across the advertisement for who ruined WCW, something like that. That whatever that new show is about WCW,
Oh
and they
yeah.
was talking about the NWO. the one time when they invaded and they was backstage causing all that chaos, and they took the camera backstage and guys laid out and they had the belts and had the bats in their hands, and then Rey Mysterio jumped into Kevin Nash like that. They could do that. That's the stuff they should be doing and stuff like that. To
Yeah.
where like we don't need to see you hit people with bats, but just show the carnage. You know what happened. You know, and so
Right.
now it just left to us to just imagine what you guys have done. So maybe I don't know. Maybe they can turn it around. Hopefully something soon. Maybe next month if Roman Reigns comes back, but who knows? Um,
Speed it
what would
up.
you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you guys' takeaways from this past week, Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown? Let us know. Comment below. Did you guys enjoy SmackDown? You guys enjoying the Judgment Day troubles? You guys enjoying Bloodline 2.0? Let us know, man. Comment below. We're gonna wrap that up. We're gonna get into our 3 count. Wade, I'm gonna toss it to you.
Yeah, so we touched on this a little bit about the crossovers that's going on, kind of with like AEW with Forbidden Door and AEW. It's even, I mean, they've been doing the stuff with New Japan. That's awesome, but they've been doing the stuff with CMLL in Mexico too. They've had like some pretty sick matches with those luchadors. Um, and stuff that I've actually really liked. And then now we got the TNA stuff. We even had Pat McAfee referencing you mean Joe Hendry. So
Mm-hmm.
I think part of this. So a lot of people don't know this. TKO like owns the like slightly the streaming rights to TNA, and a lot like so people are like, oh my gosh, it's like a Forbidden Door. Like, and I'm like, well, like the same company owns like parts of each company, so or like right,
Mm-hmm.
so it's not like the craziest thing ever when like you know what I mean, it's not like we're getting some like Taco Bell and some McDonald's fusion here. Like it's like the
Yeah.
same company kind of owns them. So although that would be kind of cool, but yeah, I think we're gonna get some cooler matches, and I I do attribute a lot of this to AEW kind of reaching across and trying to do this because if AEW wasn't doing it, I don't think WWE would even care. They'd be like,
Mm-hmm.
all right, whatever, and like you had mentioned before that they did the one what was the match? Or who was in the Rumble? You had mentioned.
Joey
And
Grace.
you know before that.
Oh, Mickey James.
Yeah, Mickey
Mickey James.
James. But yeah, she was like technically the champion, but her like contract had like expired like right around that time, so it was like a little bit different. But she's like WWE like to the core, I would say for the
Yeah.
most part. Um they do have the Io Sky is wrestling Utami Hayashita, and who's like sick in Japan. And this is like with the Marigold promotion. It's basically the guy who started Stardom was like poaching a bunch of people and gonna start his own thing. It's like a whole thing in Japan. But he got a bunch of these sick female Japanese wrestlers that started his own um, league again, and Io's gonna be there next month, which is like for people super into like Japanese women's wrestling. This is like top tier dream match that people want.
Okay.
So, like, I think that's super cool. But there is like there. I know for sure there is a partnership with Marigold and WWE now too, because they're trying to get like Julia is kind of like part of both, I guess, supposedly somehow once her wrist isn't broken. So yeah, I just wanted to know your guys' thoughts on this, all these crossovers, and like if you think it's a good thing or if it's healthy, because generally when WWE worked with people before, WWE would like pillage their roster and then the company goes out of business. So it's
God.
not it's like cool, but I'm like also a little bit alarmed when I'm
Yeah.
seeing this happen.
Don't go poaching their personnel, right?
Yeah. I mean they're gonna poach, but let's not like destroy it all the way. So, and
Right.
AEW has been poaching New Japan's people like their top guys this whole time. So, um, yeah,
I'm all for it. I love crossovers, whether if it's in Marvel, DC, um, the
Marvel versus
Judgment,
Capcom.
Marvel versus
Yeah.
Capcom, Tekken versus Street Fighter. I'm all for it. I love the Jordan Grace NXTNA thing that she was wearing. Was that last week, I think. I thought that was sick. I love it. Joe, the fact that they're teasing Joe Hendry, they're asking Drew McIntyre what he thinks about Joe. Pat McAfee's reference. I love all of that stuff. So poaching or not, I'm all for it. I love it. What about you, Pierre?
Uh, I'm gonna agree too. It's like for me, someone who doesn't get the time to really check out these other promotions
Yep.
like that. When they do these crossovers like that, it does allow me the opportunity to see people that I might not ever get a chance to see or know, and shines a light on them for me, and be like, oh man, this person is dope. Like, all right, let me
Mm-hmm.
possibly maybe check this person out. So I'm all here for the crossover stuff. I'm down for it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
Marlon, what you got for your 3 count, Marlon?
Man, I didn't really. I had this idea and I've been like thinking about it, but I didn't do extensive research on it because I just have one question, and that question is why, or what is the point of this? And again, I'm not bashing, I'm not against it. I'm not against it. I just want to understand why the cross promo with Sexy Red and NXT. That's my question. It's to me, obviously, we're leaving the PG era. Um,
Mhm.
there was a lot of and I'm thinking about everything I talked about last week. It's like, do we want the Attitude Era back? If so, AEW is already leading the way, in my opinion, of having Attitude Era type of product. But I was like, do we need the Attitude Era back in WWE? Like, how much are we going to be pushing the limit? Because during like the PG era up until past a little past 2021, like families are watching this, kids are in the audience. I don't want to sound like a prude, but it was like I had to fast forward a lot through NXT the past couple of weeks because of such content. So in HBK, I thought was like, I know he's the sexy boy, and he's all about that, but I'm wondering like why choose Sexy Red? What is the crossover demographic, and where do we go? Like from like where's WWE going from here in both the gold brand and red and blue? So, what do you guys think?
I think
as
it's oh go ahead, go wait.
no, I was gonna joke and be like, as the resident white person, I'm gonna go over the significance of Sexy Red. No, I was just kidding. You can go first, Pierre.
I'm studying her lyrics the last 2 weeks.
I have been
Yeah.
listening to her stuff since I was unaware of Sexy Red before this. So,
Well, there you
but
go. I guess it's
I've
working.
been listening to her mixtapes. So
There
go
you
ahead,
go.
Pierre.
No, I feel like WWE has always done this in some effect.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Back when LeVar Ball and the Ball Boys, they were popping. It was a big thing with them. They had them on Miz TV.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't go over too well because they were saying stuff on TV that you shouldn't be saying. Saying words and stuff. I think uh, Lamelo has said the N word on TV.
Oh
So
damn.
stuff like that. So I think it's that there's different people at the head of different WWE that run different things. So it might be someone in charge of like social media, or someone in charge of different departments, and someone might say, "Oh, such and such is this hot rapper who's popping right now and it's everywhere. She watches NXT. We can capitalize on it. Let's bring her in." But
Yeah.
they might not even know the full extent of what she talks about, her content is, what she brings to the table. They just know that her name is what her name is and what that value means. but, but when you bring it to the show, what she brings doesn't coincide to what your product is fully.
Right.
You know, yeah, you might have some of the female superstars that are sexy or whatever you want to say it, like that way, and they might portray a certain way or give off a certain vibe, but they're not doing the same exact things that Sexy Red is doing on
Right.
TV and
Right.
material and stuff like that. So her content isn't the same. She's just a fan.
Mm-hmm.
So but I do get using her to bring more eyes over to the product. It's the same way with Logan Paul. It's just that Logan
Right.
Paul worked out in the best possible way because Logan Paul is Logan Paul. You
Right.
know, uh, so I think that's the why it was done. Do we need it to be done? I don't. I guess it's always you trying to hit a home run, and sometimes you strike out, sometimes you get them first or second.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say that it's a strikeout because she probably did bring different eyes to the product that wasn't aware of it before.
Right.
But we don't know what the long term effects are of Sexy Red being a part of NXT like that or that matches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been listening to her stuff since she's become involved in NXT. And Marlon, if you think her dancing and doing the splits is bad, do not listen to a single song of hers because I am like exponentially, for you guys that don't know, I'm exponentially more disgusting of a human being than Marlon. And even I was like, oh damn, like this is intense. Like this is wild. Like it's very explicit. So then I had to listen again. But then so WWE's always had and try to utilize like the star, like even like what
Mm-hmm.
is it, WrestleMania 1, you had Cyndi Lauper.
Cyndi
Uh
Lauper. Yep.
and
Mm-hmm.
like you think of her as like girls just want to have fun and all that stuff. Like one of her biggest hits is She Bop, which I don't need to go into what it's about, but it's about hand parties for girls, so you can figure out there. But that's like one of her biggest hits, and like if you think at that time,
Yeah.
that's like Sexy Red's songs,
Right.
like that is very edgy for then, and yeah, I mean, they were doing that, and that's I mean, it couldn't cuss at all in the '80s on
Right.
TV, or anything. So I don't know. I don't think it's gonna have like I understand as like I just have to worry about my dog watching it, and like it's not like a big deal. And you guys got kids, so I could see why. Um, I mean, I didn't think it was like that bad, like she's shaking her butt or whatever. But that's been like on MTV for you mean since the
Mm-hmm.
'80s in like some way,
Yeah,
just like not
Yeah.
as good. Like I mean, you watch like any Van Halen music video from the '80s, and there's like girls shaking their butts. It's just they don't have rhythm and their butts are flat, so it's like different. So I don't. I think it's just a whoa, this is intense, and it's like
yeah,
yeah, I would. Your daughter's like really young. I wouldn't want her necessarily. I wouldn't want mine watching that if I had one either. But I don't think it's gonna have a negative effect at all. And she, I think she wouldn't have tasted Trick Williams, to be honest. Uh, is what it really was. Because she was like tweeting at Trick Williams and stuff with the whole thing, and that's how like all of this started. So I think
yeah,
she just wanted to taste the Trick Willie, and
Trick Willy
like
Wonka.
yeah, Trick Willy
yeah,
Wonka, and I think that is 99% of how all this started. And I bet you they paid her not very much to do this either. She might have just been like, "Hey, can I promote my album at the same time?" type of thing, and it was like a, all right, they probably paid her, but I bet you compared to any other person that has the amount of views and like or listens on Spotify, they probably paid like 1/10 of what they would normally pay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, yeah, thanks for bringing me back down. Like, I just remember, I was just like, why? Like, I just couldn't wrap my head around it. But that makes sense. Obviously, WWE always does cross promotional stuff with whoever's hot, and the zeitgeist now is people on social media. So, yeah,
yeah.
it makes sense.
Cool, cool. So I'm gonna get into my topic for 3 count. I'm gonna try to keep it quick. I know we gotta get into the debate and stuff like that too. Um, I want to talk about the amount. Maybe I'm just like blinded by the fact, but I think there's just a abundance of stables in WWE right now. And maybe it's just 4, and maybe just 4 seems like a lot, but it seems like it's a lot of different stables that aren't really doing anything, and I don't really see the need for them. We talk about like Judgment Day. We talk about Bloodline 2.0, the Final Testament,
Hell
Alpha
yeah.
Academy, uh, LWO. I feel like I don't want to call it like a tag team stable, but you get the New Day, even though Big E is out. And I feel like it might be some more. Oh, the guy with the Phantasma, you know.
Oh yeah.
So that's at least like 7 just on the main roster alone, and I could be missing some, you know, or someone else.
Damage
I
control.
feel like
Yep.
exactly, you know.
8.
So there's the 8. So
Mhm.
we have all these stables, and it's like all of these stables crucial to the product. And what's the real point? You know, like, are they really even doing anything? You know, what's the point of FWO? What's the point of the Phantasma right now? You know, yeah, man. I just feel like it's just too many, and it's not a need for all these different stables. What do you guys think?
I think a lot of the stables have 1 or 2 people that carry, and then when you put like let's say JD McDonough getting drafted and just thrown into like a high end stable. I mean, I think it gives purpose. This is such a nerdy answer. I think it gives purpose to people who are trying to find a place, and it'll like Dragon Lee. He probably didn't need a stable, but when you roll with Rey Mysterio, one of the goats, um, it kind of just it puts them over too. Legado del Fantasma.
I don't know about that one. I don't know about that.
That's why I paused. I'm like,
Gotta draw the line
who am I
somewhere.
trying to think of here? But you know, damage control. All of those girls can go solo if they wanted to.
Yeah.
It's the whole strength in numbers thing, and not having too many moving parts. But like, you could work within those tiny circles of like the circles, like the tiny factions of them coming against each other. You can work within that for a long time with a lot of mixing and matching. So super nerdy answer, but it's to me it's to elevate people who may not do well as a solo, or to have more building and booking within the different characters of each stable.
Yeah, I think my issue with it, Andrade kind of, I don't know what his exact point was, but they're like, he kind of was hating on like all the Latino wrestlers wrestling against each other like all the time and then like being grouped together. And I'm also like, I agree. Like, this isn't like, we don't need to make this like, you mean gang warfare or something. Like, you got to
Mm-hmm.
be like, oh, we put the white people together. Like, you know, like it's like you look at Judgment Day,
Like
that's
the
a pretty,
Warriors.
yeah, like Judgment Day is a pretty diverse group, and it's one of the most popular ones. The Bloodline, I mean, it's all about the Bloodline, so I kind of get that it's like a bunch of Samoan people or like Samoan
And
people
Sami
by
Zayn.
marriage. Yeah, and then Sami Zayn was in there, and that was when it was the best. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think like having the like groups, I mean, kind of more diverse might be better, a better way to like do it. But I think we do kind of need them because of like what you said, Marlon. Like JD McDonough, he would have never gotten over in any way if
Mm-hmm.
he was just by himself with his bobblehead.
Yeah.
And like, but like, like he's made fun of all the time because of like, and I actually like JD, but like, I like to root against him. I'm like, dude, this guy's annoying as hell. Like he
Yeah.
gets booed hard. Like I think he's playing his role as that annoying little gnat like really well. And I think the main reason is it helps with stories and it helps
Yeah.
people not get lost. But
Yeah.
you can't always have, you mean, Judgment Day or like a good stable. You're gonna have some good wrestlers, you're gonna have some bad wrestlers, you're gonna have some good
Yeah.
stables, you're gonna have, you mean, not every stable could be as good as Final Testament is right now. So like it's so good. New Day is gonna have someone join in. So I mean, they're breaking up New Day for Final Testament. So I mean,
I mean,
yeah,
think of someone like Cameron Grimes. What if he was thrown into a stable? He might have not gotten lost like in a
yeah.
week, you know?
you look at everyone who was like cut, it's generally people who were not in stables.
Mm-hmm.
I think like every single person was not in the stable. So,
Yeah.
all right. And then I think
We're doing
Pierre.
we're doing tinfoil.
You there, Pierre? Oh, he's gonna have to come back in. Oh, there we
Shoot.
go. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All
All
right.
right, let me get my hat. Tinfoil Thursday, right?
Yep, go ahead. Go into your theory.
Yeah. Pierre, you got cut out. I'm assuming you said you were gonna say that Final Testament plus Xavier Woods would be goaded, right? And to break up the
I
New
mean,
Day.
you read my thoughts.
Oh man, I knew it. All right. I'm excited to see what Marlon's hat looks like. He does some good cosplay, so maybe it's like he's like, oh, it's not done, and it's like an immaculate like
Yeah.
hat.
Yeah, wires hooked up to it. It's probably got electrodes and stuff, and it's like, dude, I just got rid of tinfoil.
I'm gonna laugh if it's just one sheet of aluminum, and he just like puts it on his head though.
Oh man.
Oh
But yeah,
yeah,
guys, man, if you guys got any crazy theories that you guys want to tell us about, what you think about, let us know. While we wait for Marlon to
I think he might be. I don't know what he's doing. Oh my! Oh, dude, is that a salad bowl?
Good.
Yeah, it looks like a UFO.
It's really just a piece of styrofoam covered in foil.
Oh, okay.
All right. So we just threw out the theory, right? With no not much explanation. Is that it?
nope, just whatever your theory is.
All right. I've been thinking about this for a while, and I've kind of noticed some things, some trends going on in the Judgment Day, in and outside of the ring, in and outside of the business. I feel like this is my theory that Rhea and Damian Priest have something going on. In story and maybe in real life. So if they have some type of like beef, like right, if it comes off as like they're fighting for power, I feel like that they could join and turn against the rest of the Judgment Day. That's my theory.
Just to clarify, you're not saying they have a like undercover romantic relationship in real life, are you? Because
No,
that's
no, no,
what some of it sounded like. Am I weird for hearing that too, Pierre? You heard
no,
that too, right?
So,
Yeah, okay. I was like, dude,
no,
you're
no.
like trying to like break up Buddy.
I mean, like
Buddy
in the
Matthews is about to come over here and choke slam you.
I mean, like in the ring and like within the storyline
Okay.
outside of the ring too. Sorry,
okay.
that's my
All
theory.
right.
That Rhea and JD could have some, and Damian Priest. Sorry, that Rhea and Damian Priest could have something going on. That's my theory.
Rhea and JD is even crazier.
Yeah. And now we're changing it to the other one and trying to get an algorithm going. Good lord. I was like, bro, what the heck are you saying here?
No. I know. I feel like no. They're Buddy Matthews is in a good spot. So
You're damn right he's in a good spot.
yeah.
He's with Rhea Ripley, dude.
Okay.
All
So I
right.
mean, if you guys rock with that idea that Damien got something going on, out of the ring, but not in real life, out of the ring, just out of the ring, and they gonna come back and take over Judgment Day. Let us know what you guys think.
In
That
kayfabe.
is
In kayfabe.
In kayfabe, that's right.
because that
In
is
kayfabe.
our simple Thursday theories for this week. So like it, hate it, love it, whatever. Let us know. But now we are going to get into our last topic for tonight. I know
Oh,
hate, just debate. I feel like Thomas is threat idea already, but I wrote a number down. I didn't even tell you topic.
Pierre, can you say that again?
So 1 to 10. Let me guys wrote number down between 1 to 10. You guys pick
Okay.
the number, and then I give you guys a topic.
Oh, okay. Whatever. 5. I'm just doing that again. Although I'm gonna pick 5 every time. Maybe you picked one just to screw me. Go ahead, Marla.
4.
All right, the number was 3. I don't know if you can see it.
What did you pick, Marlon?
Yeah.
Marlon picked 4.
Oh, you gotta
Yeah.
be kidding me. All right.
So I'm going to let you choose, Marlon. We actually talked about this earlier. Well, it kind of spawns off the idea of Final Testament and New Day.
Mhm.
So, is it time to break up the New Day? I'll let you pick. Are you for the idea, Marlon, or are you against the idea?
I'll go for it.
Okay.
For breaking up the New Day?
Yeah.
Yeah, so breaking up the New Day, yes. And are you ready, Marlon?
Yeah. I'm going first.
And
Okay.
yep. Go.
Break up the New Day. They have never had dissension in their group. How far are they into their careers? A very, very long time. Big E isn't even there anymore. This is just between Kofi and Xavier Woods. There's no growth in any of these guys anymore. We talked about it a couple weeks ago, if not last week, that Xavier Woods had just his King of the Ring tournament a couple years ago. Kofi had Kofi Mania, and what have they done ever since? Let's get these guys on a single journey, elevate them in different ways. Let's see different sides of. I would love to see a gothic Xavier Woods. I would love to see him with the black eyeliner, the black fingernails, rocking with the Final Testament. That would be sweet. Kofi, he could team up with like the Awesome Truth or something like that. That would be awesome too. So I think it's time for a change. New Day needs to split, and they've got enough gas in the tank to come back around together anyway later on.
Time.
So they're good.
Yep. Wade, are
All
you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I don't know if you guys are. No. So I think the New Day should stay together for a few reasons. One, this is like the only group ever in the history of pro wrestling that has not had dissension in the group, which it makes them unique, and like I like that they are that way. Now, I would like to have it spiced up a bit by adding someone who has history with some people in the New Day already, aka CM Punk. So you have CM Punk join the New Day and just keep the New Day as they are with CM Punk. And you have In Living Color do their new song. And it would be sick. Can you imagine CM Punk? I don't know. He can't play the trumpet, but maybe he could play some drums or something. Going out into the ring.
Time. All right, Marlon, I'm going to give you 30 seconds to rebuttal. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yo.
Break up the New Day. Put Kofi Kingston with Pretty Deadly. Imagine those fits and those colors. That would be fire. We're talking reverse Oreo. We're talking all kinds of combinations with dance and style and just buffoonery. High flying technical wrestling. Kofi with Pretty Deadly. We
All
could
right.
call it Pretty Kofi.
Wait.
Man, I'm so mad I didn't come up with a merging with the Pretty Deadly thing. You don't even like Pretty Deadly as much as me. I'm so pissed right now. No, and my big thing is I'll try to be rational and irrational argument. Other than me saying CM Punk should join them, but I do think it would tarnish the legacy of the New Day if they have a breakup and it ends up being a dud. Because I think if they do break up, the purpose is basically to do the same thing they did with the Usos. We just saw like the other best tag team ever break up and have a turd sandwich match at WrestleMania. I don't think that they would have a turd sandwich match, but I am a little bit nervous that it would disappoint us because both are so good and that is like very I wouldn't say risky, but
Sorry.
no, I just kept
Okay.
going. So you missed it. Like Marlon said, I won. It was so good. So
Oh, he
I
had
feel
great
like
points.
Uncle Hardy's taking over and messing up my
Yeah.
stuff, sticking me out
yeah,
constantly. Heard I wanted him to pop last week, and now he's pissed off at me.
that's what happens, man. You better not go to Corpus Christi next week.
Oh shoot!
Is it there this week for real?
Yeah, it's on Monday. Yeah, that's where it is.
17th. Yep.
I told you it's gonna be some redneck place. I called that.
Okay.
It's
You did.
Texas.
You did.
Oh man. No, I can't even remember what I said. I just started ranting about stuff.
He said it's gonna ruin their legacy. We saw with
Oh
the
yeah.
shows. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I brought up the point like we just saw like the other like greatest tag team break up and with the Usos and then we saw a turd sandwich wrestling match at WrestleMania and I don't want to like have the New Day ruined with that. Not that I mean their arsenal is a little bit
Oh, yeah.
I mean it's not like they're going to do 350 Trouble in Paradises like they did for Super Kicks for but yeah, so that was my point.
Cool. All right, guys. You know what? I'm gonna leave it up to the viewers. I want the viewers to let us know who you guys think won the no hate just debate topic for this week. So the New Day breakup. Let us know. Comment below. Tell us you guys' thoughts. Man, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. Check us out weekly. Sorry for
We're on
dropping out,
YouTube
but
and Instagram.
yeah, YouTube, Instagram. Marlon, where can they find you at?
Then, now, whatever on Instagram and TikTok.
Where can they find you at?
I forgot my own thing. Wade Wrestling and Comedy. That's mine.
I mean, because you don't care about social media because you're the Earth champion.
Yeah, I'm the
Earth
Earth champion, so I'm kind of against that. You know what I mean? So
yeah, who cares about social media when you're the Earth champion?
yeah.
I'm Ringside P. Catch me on IG, Super K Pod. YouTube, same thing, Super K Pod on there as well. Until next time, I say thank you guys for watching. Adios. Peace.